It's been a while since we've done a juicy bunda workout. At the moment, I'm doing fasting, so I don't have food and water in me, but it can be done anyway. So I'm here to show you that it can be done no matter what circumstances. We're not stopping, we're warriors, so keep training. And if I can do it, so can you. No excuses, let's go. I feel like summer is around the corner. Now it's time to get better. Now it's time to focus on ourselves. Not because it's summer, but it's just an excuse to focus on ourselves, right? So why not? If you're fasting, normally it's intermittent fasting, so you do it from a certain period of time until the evening or whatever. So I would just recommend training then. This is when I actually train myself, but today I just had to get it done a little bit earlier, but I do not recommend. Normally I prefer myself, at least for myself and my body, I prefer training when I had a little bit of food and I can drink and everything, but it's okay. This is going to be a little bit of a different set that we're going to be doing. It's going to be a no rest or active rest hip thrust set. So we're going to be doing our hip thrust as normal. I want you to pick a medium weight, and when it comes to this, I want you to rest with the barbell on top to make this even harder and to feel the pressure of the barbell on me a lot more. I want to grab a plate. That was a bit loud. Anyway, we're gonna be doing with this. I'm gonna elevate myself. Where's the bag gone? It escaped. Run away. Come here. We're gonna be doing our normal hip thrust and leaving the barbell on top of us, or at least feeling the pressure of it. I'm already feeling the pressure of it now. So obviously with the plate. Oh. Ay, ay, ay. Does it make sense what I'm doing? So as you can see, I decreased the space by elevating myself. It's like almost like the barbell is putting even more pressure on my glutes even when I'm resting, okay? So it's almost like doing a sort of active rest, if it makes sense. So we're gonna be proceeding and doing our normal sets like we do. We're gonna be doing 10 reps, no rest, so I mean rest with the barbell on top and then keep going. Does it make sense? I just feel like I need to stop saying does it make sense and just do it. Oh, I actually tried this because it starts burning from the third set onwards. This will start burning like hell. I can't even. Okay. There's one. Okay. Okay, the 10. You rest with this on top. With this, I feel like the more you rest as well, the better it is. It's almost like you're warming up your glutes in a way. Obviously, it doesn't work exactly like that, but really make it easy as possible for you. We're basically here focusing on the sensation a lot, okay? And also working towards metabolic stress later on as we start going higher in reps, okay? Oof, oh my God, it's already starting to burn for me. Ouch. But if it doesn't burn for you, normally I would say that will start honestly killing from the third set onwards, so wait for it. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Aye. Okay, you want to repeat this 4 times, familia. I'm gonna have to stop the video because otherwise I'm not gonna have enough time to record the whole workout. So I'm gonna have to stop now earlier. You don't remove the bag and continue until you finish the first set, and then you tell me if it's not burning. Okay, familia, so we are going from a hip thrust, which is a movement that focuses on the contraction, okay, to now squats, and in particular low bar squats, which will focus instead on the relaxation, okay? So your muscles, remember, can contract and relax. So we want to work our muscles as well at different lengths, okay? When it shortens or it contracts, and when it lengthens or when it relaxes as well. So low bar squats, I've been starting to do this probably for a couple of months now, but I prefer them to high bar squats. What's the difference is where you position the barbell. So with high bar, you're obviously, like the word says, the bar will go high on your trap. With low bar, instead it will go low on your traps over here. And the reason why I prefer low bar is because you'll have to lean more forward this way. It will be slightly more glute dominant than a high bar instead, okay? But ultimately, genetics will dictate whether you lean more or less forward, depending also on the length of your limbs. That's another thing. But with this, I'm going to start first nice and light with 10 on each side and aim to go a little bit lower and work on my range. Okay, so as you can see, normally I would put the bar over here, but instead I'm putting it here, okay? Leaning more forward and sinking into a squat. So 1. Perfect. Now I'm going to increase the weight over time. I'm out of breath already, I'm out of energy. I'm gonna try and increase the weight every time for every session for my 4 sets. The heavier I go, the lesser reps I do as well. Just remember, just because you're going heavier and you're doing an exercise, you don't always have to strive for 10 reps. That's mistake numero uno that a lot of people make. Okay, familia, next we're gonna be doing one of my favorite exercises. I actually stopped doing RDLs. I know that everyone is crazy about RDLs. I personally don't like them. I mean, everyone is different. Always choose the exercise that works for you. Personally, for me, RDLs don't do much for me. I start to engage my lower back, etc. There are lower back exercises, a compound. So that's why I just prefer the leg press, because that way I can just focusing a little bit more on my glutes, and obviously the lower back kind of gets eliminated for me specifically. So this is how I do it for my body anatomy. Okay, and for me, I like to take a wider stance. Okay, and also little trick again, this is what works for me. It's not for everyone, etc. Whatever, I really feel it this way. So obviously I'll have my whole foot placed on the platform, but I will push through my heels more. So it's almost like if I could distribute my weight more, I would distribute it more towards my heel, if it makes sense. Does it make sense, or am I just not making sense? But anyway, so you'll just go all the way down. So we want to go full range of motion. And then push up. But when we push up, remember not to flick too much your knees, okay? This is a cue for beginners, because some people can do it and be fine. Some people just tend to exert a lot of pressure over the knee. That's why it's like a cue that we use most for my beginners clients, okay? Because they will help them not put any stress around their knees. And as always, everyone is different, okay, familia? So if you actually want me to create a perfect plan for you, check your form, making sure you revise everything, how you do every exercise and find what actually works for you, don't forget, link in the description below for one-to-one coaching, okay, if you're serious about those gains. Again, like for every other exercise, I'm going to be adding more weight progressively for every single set. I'm going to do 4 sets in total, and the reps will vary according to the weight that I'm adding, because doing 10 reps of everything, again, is not always the best, because you're not really pushing yourself. We've done our compounds. Now it's time to do isolation exercises to target the upper part of our glutes. We want to do the shelf, right? We can't neglect the upper shelf, okay? So I'm going to be placing, you guys know the drill, already my favorites. I always look forward to doing this. When I'm doing hip thrust, I hate it, to be honest. Squat, oof, worse than hip thrust. I don't know what's worse. Hate it even more. And then after I finish leg press, it's just so like downhill after that. It's just so like, you know, cute, magic, you know, love it. Right, gonna be gluteus medius kickbacks. Gonna be working this time to failure, so as many reps as we can until we literally fail. I definitely noticed that I'm failing quicker, obviously with less fuel, and because you got less energy. So try to match this time the number of reps. That's why I always count, because even if I fail after in the other leg, I want to try and match up the same number, because I want to avoid muscle imbalances. Again, guys, I want to repeat this 4 times. I like to also stress that I do 3 leg days, and this is only day 1 of my 3 leg days. The other 2 days, I do things that are different to the first one, okay? So what I'm doing now is going to be different from leg day 2 or leg day 3, if it makes sense, because I do a different target each time, okay? And I try to work on a different part of my glute muscles at the same time too. So that's very important to note. Next exercise I'm going to do is a little bit different variation from what you normally do, because with this exercise you like to round your your upper back for this. Instead, I tend to feel this more with the range of motion if I actually keep my back straight, because look at the difference with me, okay, coming up with my rounded back versus me coming up with my back being straight. Okay, so that's the main difference for me. I feel like I can feel it more in my glutes. However, it's not for everyone, because some people, when they actually round their upper back like so, they'll eliminate any back pain. Okay, so if you're someone that suffers from lower back pain, you want to actually round your back. This is going to be a drop set mixed with a superset. We're gonna start with a heavier weight, then lighter weight, and then a little superset with a band that I'm gonna do with no rest in between. Now, supersets with the band, monster walks. This is to failure until you can't no more. So familia, this is the end of the workout. I've done just some stretching to stretch my muscles, some static stretches, also my split practice, because I keep doing it. So I've been doing it less for the split practice, and if you don't do it literally even 5 minutes every day, you lose that flexibility, so you have to kind of just keep practicing. Anyway, as a result, today I didn't really manage to do 100% of what I normally do, because of course I have no fuel in me, I have no water and food. Normally that's why, even if you're doing fasting, because there are so many good benefits for fasting, I recommend doing exercising when you break your fast at least. That's what works for me. But overall, it's been a good session. I still turned up, that's the main thing, because I feel like a lot of people always want to get always all or nothing mentality. Sometimes it's not gonna happen. Sometimes you're gonna have really good sessions, sometimes you're gonna have okay sessions, sometimes bad sessions, etc. But it doesn't mean that it's all wasted. You're not really gonna waste a session. A session is always a session at the end of the day, so why not? It's always good to show up. As always for me, if you want me to help you, okay, and create the best plan for you, because what I personally do might not work for you specifically, because we all have different levels of experience, body compositions, genetics, etc. So it's important to always tailor it to you. And also the diet. If you're not eating correctly with the right amount of macros, you could have the best workout plan in the world, but still you wouldn't see results. That being said, I'm gonna love you and leave you, familia. Ciao, arrivederci, and see you next time with another video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Alright, come and get you.